Okay, guys, welcome back to the Creator Club. It has been a few months since I recorded anything because things have been different, as they say. But it's good to get back in. And I have a guest today I've been looking forward to speaking to. His name is Jay Davis, and he is from Wales, but he is also known as Magic Eye Media. Yep. He is a photographer and videographer working within the fitness industry, specializing in capturing content for pro bodybuilders. Say hello, Jay.
Hello, Jay.
Hello,
What's
Jay.
going
on? So just to get us started and give us a bit of insight into exactly who you are and what you do, give me a bit of background, how you get into the fitness industry yourself, then how you moved into videography, and right up to today on who you're currently working with and things like that.
Okay. So Jay Davis, also known as Jamie Davis. That's my government name. I think only my wife and my parents actually call me that. I've just been known as Jay throughout the years. I got into the fitness industry, much like yourself, I think. It was just through your own kind of personal journey, get in shape, and then picked up a camera when social media started booming. And then eventually started enjoying the camera side of things as well as the fitness side of things. Gradually progressed from there. Started with a GoPro, moved to like a point and shoot, and then ended up getting work off the back of some of my edits using the point and shoot. And from there, started getting picked up just from decent names within the industry. Actually, like Body Power was probably one of my first clients. From there, then I kind of started doing work with some athletes, and I kind of kept it rolling in the background behind like full-time work because I'm a middle-aged gentleman in my 30s, got a family and that. So I was like holding down a day job and then dabbling with all the videography and everything outside of that. And then I went full-time with it 2 years ago with Magic Eye Media.
Excellent. Excellent. You know, as you say, it's pretty much felt very similar to myself.
Yeah.
I didn't get into it until like maybe till I was about 34, 35. Now, and I've been in it around 6 years now. Okay. But exactly the same as you, had to sort of wait before to take the leap to go full time, responsibilities, family and stuff and everything else like that.
Yeah.
But I pretty much probably believe you're the same, that when you did actually take that leap, it almost made you double down and go really hard after it then.
Yeah, I kind of got forced into the situation, to be honest, because since like leaving school, I was always, I was a DJ. That was like the thing for 10 plus years. Did pretty well on the DJ circuit, and I always like jumped from job to job every 2 or 3 years. I was doing this job, call center work and everything. And I got like throughout the years, I think I've been made redundant like 4 times, and 2 years ago was like the 4th time. And I was thinking, fuck me. Am I right to swear on you, by the way?
Yeah, swear away.
Yeah. So I was thinking like, I can't keep having someone decide on whether I work and earn money or not. And I was thinking, I'm working this hard outside of this day job. I need to just go for it. And spoke to a few people in the industry. Gus was one of them. Very wise words from Gus. And I kind of just run with it. Like I only had one real client at that time when I kind of went into the full time. So I just spoke to him. He's one of like the Gymshark athletes, and I just said, "Can we ramp up the content?" And he was like, "Yeah, let's go for it." And then from there, like you said, you just double down. You just go extra hard. Then when it's everything to keep food on the table, you just go even harder.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. So, and give us a bit of perspective then. What are you doing at the minute? So, humble beginnings. Where are you currently situated then? Types of clients you're working with, the content you're creating, what projects you're working on?
I would say the core kind of niche that I'm sitting in is within like hardcore bodybuilding. I do want to fluff it up a little bit and get more into the fitness industry, but at the minute I'd say the hardcore bodybuilding scene is kind of where I'm situated. That's where all my clients kind of come from. So I'm one of the videographers for Trained by JP. So we obviously release content monthly through the membership site. And I do like 5 or 6 core videos for those, as well as other things throughout there. And then the athletes for JP, they're also starting their own content with YouTube channels and obviously just keeping their content up on their Instagrams. And from there, I mean, obviously JP is probably the biggest platform in the UK in terms of hardcore bodybuilding. So my work is being seen by other hardcore bodybuilders, and they are kind of approaching me now. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm sitting right now. It's time.
Okay. And then what are you solely responsible for? It's not, is it sort of building their profiles through YouTube and stuff and things? I mean, can they monetize the visuals that you're bringing to them?
They can monetize it. Like as far as what my responsibility is, obviously I work with them a lot throughout each month. So the relationship we've got is quite a client/friendly relationship. So I'm giving them direction in terms of YouTube, because obviously I worked with a full-time YouTuber for nearly 4 years, which was Lex Griffin from Gymshark. Okay. So I kind of know what YouTube looks for in terms of content. So we're dabbling with the educational stuff on there, but also trying to get building their personality, their personal brand, alongside obviously the Trained by JP website.
Yep.
In terms of monetization, yeah, it is something they can do, but it's going to, like you probably know yourself, it's going to be a while before that really like brings in the real money from YouTube.
100%.
Yeah.
So you would still say at the minute, those pro bodybuilders, helping them build profiles and things and everything else like that, that's still your favorite type of client?
It is, because it's a personal passion as well. And it fits. I think that's why, like me and Jordan have had a conversation, and I think that's why I fit so well with them, is because I get it. I wouldn't say, like, I'm not nowhere near a competitive bodybuilder, but I live and breathe the lifestyle. And I get it. So I think that's why it works so well in terms of the content that I bring to the table with them.
Yep. 100%. Yeah. I know that sort of I've done a couple of photo shoots in the past myself, sort of to walk in my client's shoes and things like that. And I know that it resonated with people. So I was able to come back and give them a wee bit more information and things. But I've almost stepped back from that a wee bit now to focus more on the business side of things. I will put my hand up and say that when I prep for photo shoots, I maybe went too hard into them and lost sight of what the business, my reason for doing it. And that was ultimately for the business. But as I'm sure you know as well, it can be like an obsessive pursuit that you can dedicate so much to. How do you find the balance between your own training and work?
The training wasn't an issue. Like last year, I got really busy. Like, 'cause last year was the first real year I went full time with Magic Eye Media, and the first 6 months was hard, and then the second 6 months was just like crazy. And then because I've got like a sister business to Magic Eye Media, which is Magic Eye Weddings, so I do wedding videos as well. So as well as doing all the content with the athletes, I was also doing the weddings and did a few abroad as well. So the traveling, the filming, the editing, and then trying to stick to my own like fitness journey, whatever you want to call it, was hard. And I kind of stepped back like yourself last year. It was like, well, I need to focus on the business. I'll train, I'll diet as much as I can, but the business is the priority here. Now I'm kind of tap dancing on the line between I'm definitely still business focused, but I'm also trying to nail this personal goal as well. So I'm just tap dancing on that fine line at the minute.
Yeah. So I'm going to put you on your spot.
Oh, great.
So over the next few months, if demand for Magic Eye Media went through the roof, would you put the prep on hold?
Oh, 100%.
Awesome.
Yeah. The prep is way down the list. I mean, it's a priority, but it's way down the list. I mean, like I said, I got a family, so they're top number one, as you probably are the same as yourself. The business is there. That's the priority, making sure everything else is straight first, and then the prep comes in. Like I said, I'm not the bodybuilder guy. However, I do enjoy that lifestyle, and it is up there. Like, it's in the top 5 of my things I want to do, but it will definitely be put on the back burner if things obviously go through the roof even further with Magic Eye.
So then that leads us on then. So aspirations in the next 6 months or 12 months for Magic Eye then?
I had this conversation yesterday with someone, because I was telling them about the business. They're not in this industry at all, and they were just asking me where I see it going. And we've had a conversation months ago about the future plans for Magic Eye Media. And I've never been a guy that's had like, the 5-year plan. If like 5 years ago, I was still bouncing from job to job, and I hadn't even picked the camera up. So if you'd asked me what I'd be doing 5 years from then,
Yeah.
I don't think I would have said filming bodybuilders traveling all around the UK. That wouldn't have been a thing. The place I want to take Magic Eye Media is I want to get a little bit more exposure worldwide. Like, there are people that are obviously getting, the traffic comes worldwide from online and things. But in terms of working with people, I want to get a little bit more exposure internationally. And then I would like to go, because obviously I'm doing a lot of real, like the training sessions, but I'm also doing the vlog kind of, run and gun footage. I'd like to actually take it to a place where I'm putting out more of an in-depth kind of documentary style look at these bodybuilders. Something I've been like dabbling with in my mind for a couple of weeks. So at the turn of next year, it's probably I'll put something I put into motion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something like, Iron Generation or something else like that.
Very similar, yeah. I'm just, obviously I don't want to talk about it too much in case someone runs with the idea anyway, but
yeah.
It's just something like the vlog stuff gives an insight into these people's lives, but I want to take it in more of a darker documentary style. And then, obviously it's going to be the turn of the year next year. This year's a write-off, as we all know. So I think people are going to be even more focused next year to smash these goals. And I think I'm surrounded by so many pros. It would be nice to kind of get some sort of series going with these pros. Just focusing one kind of episode on each one throughout the year, closer to obviously the pinnacle at the end of the year with the Olympia and that. Yeah.
So, in your development so far, what's been your biggest lessons or your biggest challenges?
Biggest lessons is recently is probably don't muddy the water between client and friend. That relationship. You still have to have that kind of business relationship, and don't let it kind of just muddy the water. Like I said, you can kind of get blinded by friendship sometimes.
Yep.
So that's something I've learned quite recently, and again, it's more down to management for myself. I'm the type of person which will take on all the work that comes my way because I want to work with everyone. I want to supply the content, and then I'll be busting my balls to get the content back to them. And slowly over the last couple of months, especially since lockdown hit, actually, I was really, really busy up until that point. Lockdown hit, I got all my content finished, and then I was just kind of flowing with, one video a week with Jordan and Corin, as obviously they had to keep the content running. And then now I've got like a clean slate in terms of like my backlog, because the weddings have all been done. The content that was obviously there waiting to be edited is all gone. So yeah, it's just about management now, because like the last year was hard in terms of just managing it all and keeping on top of it all.
So would you say now that you would have an idea of particular jobs that would come your way that you would be happier to turn down?
Yeah, I've definitely started that like in the last 2 weeks, even, because with the announcement with the gyms reopening tomorrow, I've had been inundated, and I've never had that moment where I've been looking at my inbox and there's just inquiry after inquiry after inquiry. Normally it's me kind of reaching out.
So what's the most important thing for you then? If you're for a client that you want to work with, is there anything that really sort of stands out that says, right, okay, they're a good fit for me?
A story, number one, a story, and then the profile, obviously. I find that there are bigger profiles coming towards me now to work with me, and obviously if they are of a bigger profile, it's only going to take me to the next level. So those two things, the story is the main thing, I would say, because if someone's got a story combined with kind of my style of editing and videos that I put out, I think it could work. That's my kind of bag, really. And then obviously the profile is next in line. What
about how much they value you and your time?
Yeah, well, that's something that I've run into since probably last year, mid last year. Like I filmed for Two Bros Pro, the IFBB Federation in the UK. They give out pro cards. the amount of messages I get from people that have won their pro cards and have then said, will you do some video work for me? And I'll be like, yeah, wicked, let's do it. We'll talk it all out. And then he'll say, they will say, he or she will say, how much? I'll send them the price and they'll be like, oh, can you sort me out? I'm a pro. I'm like, motherfucker, I film the pro federation. I film pros day in, day out. I'm not, that is a decent price. Like, I'm not, like, even if you speak to like Gus or Bailey, we've had big conversations about it when we've obviously worked together. I'm not overly priced. I'm the type of person I would go in with a reasonable rate and do more work, so I know the work is continually flowing. But there is a line now. I'm too busy to be doing discounts just because you got a pro card.
Yes,
that's gone. So those guys are gone in terms of doing content. Going back a year and a half ago, I probably would have done it.
Yeah,
another lesson that's been learned.
Yeah, I think it is an evolution that sort of, as a creator, you do have to go through. You think that, you need all the exposure in the world, but ultimately, when people don't pay for something, they don't really value it that much either.
Exactly,
so, and as well as that, there's fair exchange, because then you're always going to feel like you're being the one left out of pocket, or not just pocket financially, but pocket for time and stuff. Yeah. I mean, one of the first lessons that I was told when I got into this industry is, and I've said this before to you, I'm sure.
Yeah.
People don't pay me for my time. People don't pay me for my visuals. They pay me for my time away from my family.
Exactly, man.
And if you expect me to give you that shit for free, you're expecting me to place more importance on you and your pro card in your case than I value my family. And it's, it's not going to happen.
It took me a while to come to that point. Definitely took me a while. I remember we had that conversation, and I was like, I didn't think I was actually at that point where I could justify that reasoning, even though I'm a family man, they're number one, but we're still like, I need to keep the money coming in. But now it's just
I mean, at the end of the day, if your responsibility for paying the bills, it's like someone recently asked me, do me a favor, would you, just give me a load of images for free, do me a favor. I was like, no, do you a favor means taking food out of my daughter's mouth.
Yeah.
I work. When I edit, I'm actually earning money to provide for my daughter and her future and stuff. So otherwise, if you expect me to do that for free off the bat for a favor for you, you're expecting me to do you a favor and not my daughter. So no. It's it's a defensive mechanism I would rely on. Just it makes it easier for me to just sort of come to that decision in those situations that I can turn around and go, no, I'm all right, thanks.
Yeah.
Or when someone comes and says, I'll give you exposure, it's like, well,
yeah.
Why did you think my business was in such dire need that I needed exposure?
Exactly, yeah. I remember, I did some work for Body Power. We went to India. We did the Body Power tour around India for like 3 weeks or whatever. It was amazing. And then there was a promise of a job after it. It never came up. And then the next year when Body Power came around, they contacted me to film for them for the weekend. And I was like, all right, cool. So what's the rate? And they were like, oh, well, we'll sort your accommodation out. I was like, okay, I need accommodation because I'm going to be filming it all weekend. And we'll also sort your food out each day, and we'll give you a triple access pass. And I was like, well, I'll need all that because I'm filming for you the weekend. What's the rate? And they was like, there's no rate. That's. I'm like, and that was like, nah, you're all right. You're okay.
Yeah.
Not to slate obviously Body Power, but that was like one of the offers on the table one year, and I was like, that sums up someone not appreciating what you actually do.
Yeah. I mean, and that's one thing within the industry. And, I've not that I've stepped away from it completely, but the more that I go down the route of actually providing visuals and content for coaches that helps them scale their business and in turn makes them more money, people take me less for granted then, because people know when you can help people make money and scale their business, you don't get that shit for free.
Yeah. Course.
So it's less and less I would get people expecting stuff for free from me. And not only that, I position myself more in a market now where people don't necessarily take me for granted. It's almost like I'd said, you've done wedding videography, whatever. And it's like, you're just there. You'll have guests just show up and just ask, while you're here, will you take a couple of photos of me and thing else, like while I'm here, but almost then when you get to the position when you're getting in, that people are relying on you. Someone comes to you and says, okay, Jay, I need you to build me my content for my YouTube thing. What can you do? you are the one in the position of power there. You're directing the content, you're bringing everything else and all.
Yeah,
so you
yeah.
know that they're valuing you, and you're not going to be taking the piss, they're not going to take the piss out of you,
Yeah,
so to speak. So almost going down that line, almost when I stepped away from the physique side of stuff, I almost left the egos there, and then started working with people in the industry that were more business and stuff and everything else and all. And one thing I have found is that there's a lot of people in the industry, particularly the coaching side of things, that are doing extremely well, not just through their clients and through their revenue and scaling their business, but don't have these massive followings that people think are required.
Yeah.
And along almost comes with that, then they don't have this perceived self-importance either.
Yeah, I think that they've being gratified through your following is over. I think so many people took the piss with it. Yeah.
So I mean, like, I've got on board with clients maybe 2-3 years ago, and we may have done like group shoots. So they would have had like semi-private training facility. And they would have, at the first one, I think they trained about 5 girls up to do a group shoot all on the same day. Sort of take them all through that prep together and community and stuff. And then we were due to have one just before isolation with 30 women, 30 girls all at once on a day. And it's doing those group shoots over the years has helped them scale up to that point. Yeah. So when I think about the impact that they have on 30 different lives at that point, and then all the friends and family they go off and speak to about how great they felt that day, that massive impact. And then someone comes back and goes, but I've got 50,000 followers. It's like,
it seems like the higher up the food chain, it's like the less they value what you're giving them.
Yeah.
The guys that you think have the most money, like turn their nose up at a day rate, and then you've got the guys then that are lower down the food chain that are obviously grafted and probably don't have the budget to spend on this kind of thing, but they feel they want to, they have the goal, they have to. They appreciate it so much more than the guys you would think would want it at the top.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like there's guys out there with maybe 5,000 followers are still lifting, you know, 150 over 150 online clients, lifting over maybe 35 grand a month, constantly banging out results with stuff and everything else. No, then when they approach me for visuals, they turn around and go, right, it's not a problem. I know what you're bringing to me. I know the impact that will have. I'll pay whatever the cost is, and it's fantastic. And then they continue through that. But the point is, they didn't wait until they were at that point before they started investing heavily in their business. No, they invested from the very start.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to take it out of the coaching world, well, the sort of more general population coaching world that I would operate in, to the coaching world that you operate in, like the likes of Jordan Peters, he has been investing heavily in paying content creators for the last few years to create a steady stream of content, educational stuff, coaching stuff, building that member site and everything else. And then you have these people that, you know, I want to be like JP, but I don't want to do what he's done.
Yeah, yeah. I want the shortcut.
You know, it's like saying, I don't want to put the fucking reps in.
Yeah, exactly the
I
same.
don't want to do the hard sessions. I don't want to do everything else. I just want to fucking get there, and I want you to just give me this shit for free.
Just do it for me, please. It's crazy, mate. It's crazy. And I'm seeing it more and more as well. You know, with the more exposure I'm getting, the more I see it. The more I see it. For every, like, 3 good messages, you're getting 5 shit ones like, can you sort me out?
But, I mean, and the thing is that there's the people that come into the industry and last have value.
Yeah.
They give value back. They have impact.
Yeah.
They are more than just a set of abs or a big bold physique, or more than just tits and ass and everything else. No, because in 6 months or a year, another set of abs and another set of tits and ass are going to come along.
There's always another set of tits coming through the door, man.
Yeah, you know, and there's always that flow of stuff, and everyone thinks they're the big hot shot now and everything else. No, but then when there's the people that stay the state of time, are giving back, they're giving proper value, they're inspiring people day in, day out. Or in my industry is that they are continually following up results with more results and more results and more results.
Yeah, yeah. Proof is
rather than, and I know I ring a few bells when I say this, than people running self-administered fan pages. You know, and then calling themselves a coach. Well, who the fuck are you coaching? There's nobody on your social media.
Yeah.
You know, you your own coach. So
madness.
You know, that's just sort of the side of things that it's almost it's the environment or the industry we live in that's always dealing with that sort of side of things.
Yeah.
And it does challenge us at times in that, well, do you know what? They do us a favor, because a lot of the times they create difficult conversations that once we force ourselves to have them, they're a lot easier to have thereafter.
100%. Yeah. You have the one or two bad ones at the beginning, and then you're set. Then you know your place with it. And I'm kind of finding that out at the minute. Obviously, I started in this a lot later than you guys. I still, even though I'm working with all these people, I still class myself as an up and comer or whatever. So I'm still learning, especially in the business side of things and having those kind of conversations. So, but like you said, once you've had those initial ones, it's a lot easier to say after that. Yeah,
and particularly once you maybe turn down one or two clients that you think, oh Christ, is this going to be the end of my business? And you realize it's not. Yeah. And then you turn those two down, and next, two good ones come along the next day. Then you realize, I am worth what I'm charging people.
Yeah. Sometimes you feel like that's the only client that you need to work with. That's the only one that you need to keep them sweet. You need to keep them sweet. But like you said, there's always another client.
Yep.
Especially if your work's good, if it speaks for itself, there's always going to be more clients.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a big thing, sort of from my perspective, helping coaches. It was more a case of helping general sort of population coaches that rather than just hand them the visuals and walk away, I want to give them a wee bit more educational information on how to make the most of the content that they put out. So pretty much the exact same as you mentioned earlier on about learning more about YouTube and how to get, monetize it, how to get sort of exposure on it, what to do, when to post, all those sorts of things that you can bring that over then to them.
Yeah.
Adds a lot more to your value.
100%. It's the old knowledge is power thing, isn't it? Once you know more, you can offer more. So,
but makes sense. Even at that, then I think knowledge is worth more when it's shared.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
A lot of people in the industry kind of hold on and say, "I'm not giving away my secrets. This is my secret sauce," and it's pretty much like there is no real secret sauce because everything's already been covered on YouTube somewhere.
It's 2020 now. Everything's out there, like, so there's no more secrets. 100%.
Yeah, it's like, sometimes I would say to my coaches, like, you don't want to advertise it, how to tell someone how to do the perfect squats. Just believe me, there's tens of thousands of videos out there how to do the perfect squat.
Yeah.
There'll be different variations and shit and all, like, but it's pretty well covered.
It's done. It's done. We can close the book on how to squat.
Yeah. So one thing, Anne, I wanted to talk to you about as well. Music. We talked yesterday.
Yeah.
Heard a bit of footage of DMX and brought me back to my earlier years because you are more of my age group.
Yeah.
And I threw on a bit of DMX and was driving to a shoot. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It's been a while since I heard it.
Yeah, I'm going to ask if you enjoyed it, mate.
Bit of Earl Simmons, as he's otherwise known. But what I wanted to, and I felt here. When's the new playlist coming out? So
yeah, there's actually about 5 or 6 tracks I need to add into that playlist at the minute because I've dropped some edits, especially through lockdown and that. But it was just so quiet, I kind of just fell out of the flow of adding it into the playlist and then posting on my story. But yeah, there's a good few songs to add in there. So I'll be refreshing on the next couple of days, definitely.
The thing is, I think I'd messaged you once that I was around the gym training and stuff, and I was like listening up, and I was like, who's put this on? And the guy turned next to me and went, "Oh, this is a playlist by a guy who does all the video work for JP." And I was like, and he says Magic Guy. I was like, "Oh fuck, man, I know Magic Guy."
Yeah.
But it was like you can spot like a fitness creator's type of music.
You can, and
it's just a genre to it.
It is, and like that's not something that's not something I would personally listen to. Like a lot of that stuff I would never listen to. The only reason I listen to it now is if I'm in the gym training and I need to kind of go where the people in the edits were going. Like if it's a wicked edit of Jordan training, then I may listen to that song like for a big set in the gym for myself.
Yep.
Just because it takes me to where I have like it takes me to where Jordan was doing his set. But outside of that, like I don't listen to any of that music.
See, then I would listen to it because I've heard so much of it now.
Yeah.
It's almost like this motivational, upbeat. We are champions, legends, fucking indestructible, unstoppable. Cool, yeah. There's almost the same words that resonate through it.
It is.
So how do you expose yourself to new music then to use?
I listen to a lot of music. Like I said, being a DJ for over bloody 10 years, music's been massive part of my life. So I've always kept up to date in terms of, what's hot and what's new. And then in terms of the music for the edits, it's just a case of kind of researching. I've got a few YouTube channels that I'll browse, a few record pools that I'm members with that I'll kind of browse through the genres, and you've got the hashtag, the taglines like motivational music and cinematic, workout. There's loads of little tag names to bring up the different genres, and yeah, it's just a case of kind of filtering through it all, and then when you hear that one, it's like boom, there it is, and then get into the edit.
So your workflow process, are you music first, then the edit, or do you see the visuals, then the music?
Visuals first, just because of the position I'm in, because I'm
going to say that, I mean, like sort of when you're starting to group them together, put them in the order and everything.
Yeah. So let's take a video for the Trained by JP website, for instance. So obviously we'll film it, and then I'll edit the full website video, the membership site, which will be anything between 30 minutes and 45 minutes, 50 minutes long. During that process, obviously I'll have my kind of build-up shots for the edit that I'll use within the B-roll shots, and I'll think obviously I can use that at the beginning to build the edit up, here or there, in the middle, whatever. I'll obviously know where all the intense parts of the training session are, and once that's all done, obviously the grading's all done as well throughout the editing, so that's nothing to worry about. So when the edit's done, we'll obviously send the video to the website guy, design the thumbnail, that's done. Then I'll go music hunting, which can take 3 minutes and it can take 63 minutes. It's sometimes, it's a nightmare, especially if you've got a bit of a creative block. But yeah, as soon as I find that song, then it's a case of just laying that in there and then going from there, basically. Obviously I do kind of start my videos very same in terms of like the logo for the JP website, my logo, the build-up shots. I normally me and Gus had a conversation that I'm pretty much the replica of Gus, like 2 years ago.
A few people have sort of used his sort of flow as a blueprint. They
have, and I've been conscious about not copying Gus because we've turned into really good mates. There was a time where I thought he absolutely hated me because all his previous clients, and he won't mind me saying this because we've had the conversation and laughed about it, but all his previous clients were actually my regular clients. Mm-hmm. So, the likes of Lex Griffin from Jimmy Shark, Jordan Peters, Two Bros. he's worked with them all, and it wasn't until we did some work last year with the Strongman guys that we actually sat down, had a beer, and we had the conversation. And then he was like, actually, I didn't think about that, but now you've said it, yeah, you're fucking stealing all my old clients. But yeah, it's just a funny top. It's like an inside joke between us. But yeah, I've been conscious about not ripping off Gus because he was one of the first ones that I kind of looked at in terms of, that is cool as fuck. If I do video work, that's what I'd like to do.
Yeah.
But I'm very conscious about putting my own spin on it. And I hope I've kind of earned my stripes with the editing and the stuff that I'm putting out now, definitely.
Okay. So on that measure then, mm-hmm. Have you had anyone that you believe sort of mimicked or replicated your work too much?
Yeah.
How do you deal with it? Well, how do you deal with it yourself in your own perspective? But then do you go out and challenge them on it, or you just say, fuck it?
I just say, fuck it, first of all. I wouldn't challenge them on it because, again, I'm still up and coming myself, and I don't think it would be the right thing for me to do to approach someone and say, why the fuck are you ripping off my shit? Because at the end of the day, the creative industry, everyone's kind of copying someone else. You just kind of putting your own twist and spin on something. And that's the important part, is like, if I was to say to a new creator, someone coming up, is, what advice would you give? Is just like, do you, like, take inspiration from other people, but do you ultimately.
Assimilate, don't replicate.
Yeah, don't replicate. Yeah. Just do you, and then take inspiration from everywhere, but just make sure you're doing what you're doing, and you're not looking at someone's edit and thinking, right, oh yeah, he's done that, right, I'll do that. Yes, I have had it happen, and I've just said fuck it. I've left it. I've had a
Yeah, I
conversation.
think one of the problems with it is not so much that I do believe that if no one's copying your stuff, it must be shit.
Yeah,
Uh, so, but I do believe part of the problem is actually when you have people come to you thinking they're doing you a favor by saying this guy's copying all your stuff, this, that, everything else. No, because me personally, I don't sort of take a position of I try to just stay focused on me. I
yeah,
don't try and follow. I try and follow like I would tell personal trainers, personal trainers or coaches follow too many personal trainers and coaches.
yeah,
I.e., they're seeing all the shit they put out and they're thinking, I can't do that now, or
yeah,
they're copying me and all this negative shit around it and all everything else. No.
yeah,
Or you ultimately end up replicating what someone else is doing, even though it's got nothing to do with your own business. So,
100%.
like, from my own perspective as well, I don't follow an awful lot of other creators within the industry. I follow those people I refer to as friends.
Yeah,
So
same here.
sort of touch base with them and stuff, but I don't follow any other a lot. I don't follow every sort of creator out there because I don't believe that I have a constant need to take inspiration from other people because it will just distract me from my own journey and my
Definitely.
own sort of creative sort of process.
Yeah,
But that being said, it's like when people come in and say, this guy's done this guy's done that, I'd normally turn around and say, to be honest, do me a favor and just don't let me know in the past because it makes no difference to what I'm doing.
yeah,
So, like, you know, as long as I'm running my race and I have my eyes focused on where I'm going, doesn't
exactly. Yeah,
matter me what's going on.
yeah, and it's working. Um, I had a conversation a week or two ago with another videographer, and we were saying about like these meetups that the creators to have, and I'm like, I don't want to be a dick, but I've got enough friends, and I don't really want to be meeting up with a load of creators that are probably slagging you off behind your back, and you know, trying to get potentially trying to get your clients and sliding in the DMs of who you're working with.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing that sort of, you know what? It winds me up sometimes, but then other times I just think, if you think that's how you're going to get ahead in your business, then fire away.
Yeah,
I am a believer that if someone comes along and poaches one of my clients, they're only going to poach the shit ones who don't value me. And means then they're getting rid of crappy clients,
yeah.
which
You can
means I
look at
can
it that way.
replace them with better clients.
That's a
So,
positive spin on. So definitely a positive spin on it.
yeah, fuck it. They're doing me a favor.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's definitely something. Like you, I'm very much like yourself. I don't tend to follow many creators. There's only a pool full of people that I actually trust, in all honesty. And they are the likes of. I know we've not really met, but I know you're legit through Bailey and through Gus, and then you've
Yep.
got Craig Williams as well. So those couple of guys, I know they're solid. But other than that, outside of that, I try and keep everyone at arm's length. I'll be cool with everyone, of course, but like I said, I've got enough friends, and I'm busy. I'm too busy to be meeting up for
Yeah.
coffees with
Yeah.
creators.
So I can pick your brain.
Yeah,
That's one. Yeah.
love
Get a
that.
catch up and I pick your brain. Sort
Yeah,
of shit.
pick your brain.
100%. 100%. So, right. I wanna go to it. I want to talk about the vlog and I want to talk about TikTok.
Oh fuck, let's do it. The vlog,
So, okay, TikTok. Bit of
TikTok,
fun, or you see the potential in it?
fun all day long. Originally, because my daughter's been on it since it was called Musically, which has been like 4 or 5 years, I think. And I always kind of used to look at it thinking, what, this app is rubbish. And obviously you hear all this chat like Gary Vee saying it's going to be the next big thing. And then they rebranded to TikTok, and you just seen it kind of it rise and rise. And then lockdown hit, and I was like, Sienna, which is my daughter, I said, shall I start my own TikTok and we'll just have some fun through lockdown? We'll just post videos of me and you doing stuff on my one. She was like, yeah, let's do it. So we did one or two together, and obviously once my edit list had gone, I was kind of bored, so I was just browsing TikTok, and then I came across like all the funny videos, and then I just started dabbling with that, and I kind of, I wouldn't say I found a niche on TikTok, but there's definitely a lot of people enjoying them when I'm doing them, like, so.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good. So it's more just like a fun creative outlet.
Yeah, it's definitely a creative outlet. Yeah, I definitely don't look at it as like, oh, this is going to earn me some money, 100%. From a personal point of view, it's extra exposure for for my own social media profile, not like aside from Magic Eye Media. I couldn't give a damn about blowing up my own personal profile. But it's just there, and it kind of crosses over into it. You know, like you mentioned, the blog. I've uploaded one or two of the trailers on TikTok as well to kind of direct people to that. So yeah, it's all fun, man. But I've kind of slowed down on it a little bit just because I'm dieting now and I'm not as happy. Yeah.
Brilliant. So then the vlog.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I was going to say, even then, just off the back of the TikTok conversation, is that, you know, there's times that I forget to almost create sort of like creative outlets myself, just like stuff that I want to do, rather than it all just being work. And, you know, I would sometimes, when I do get refocused back in and do a bit of that, it allows me then to try new things, adapt, just change things up that maybe I'm not overly confident to be ready to put into the professional work just yet.
Yeah.
It gives me that option then. Do you ever sort of just like pet projects or anything yourself?
Yeah, I do. Like when I've obviously got time, and I haven't really had time. The vlog is definitely a personal creative outlet. And it's something I just want to do in terms of just like my own goal really. So, you know, I want to do that because I did it 4 years ago, and it was a little bit more of accountability for me throughout the process. And I was thinking, let's just get back into it, and let's see how it goes, I suppose. So yeah.
But then I actually remember sort of back 3-4 years ago when I started doing what I refer to as like a lifestyle shoot for a coach, just out and about in the normal world and things. And no one was really buying into it. And I was like, right, fair enough. One way easy for me to do it is to get sort of lifestyle imagery of me and integrate it into my own content and talk about topics that I wanted to, which make people aware that, holy shit, you can use that type of image for almost anything, rather than if it's just in the gym. You know, how do you talk about the challenges people face outside the gym when you're with a picture of you holding a dumbbell? So more like, again, for me, going after more that sort of general personal trainer sort of side of things. But then almost showcase exactly what it is. So then, you know, for you then, it's by you documenting out your own prep in a video blog, it's going to show exactly to people like, this is the sort of content you could have created for you if you come to me.
It's definitely an angle to it. That's, you know, and I've had, like, especially with the following that I'm kind of getting off the back of the JP guys, with them doing their YouTubes, they've actually included me in their videos, and it's kind of filtering off into my own social media. And because people see that I'm actually going through this myself as well, and they're like, well, this guy knows what he's doing as a, you know, he's doing it, going through it himself. So, you know, perhaps he could work with me in terms of what I'm doing. It's not just pros. You know, you could take it down to the amateur level, and, you know, the dad boards as well, because that's, you know, originally what I was as well. So, yeah.
Good. Okay. One final question.
Yeah.
In fitness videography, what's your big pet hate?
Fucking transitions.
You are Gus's mode.
If you look, there's very rarely a transition in my stuff. And if they're used subtly.
It's almost a lot of the time, it's just a default. When someone can't edit two pieces of film together well, they don't know how to build a flow properly through it or whatever. I mean, and when people speak to me about it, I mean, I'm not a videographer. People have always asked me why I haven't moved into videography, and it was a case of, to get to a level I would feel happy enough to either charge or put stuff out would take me a long time and almost draw me away from what I'm already doing.
Yeah.
And it's a case of, it's like, you don't see transitions in movies.
Exactly.
Steven Spielberg does not start using bloody transitions. You know, movie directors, Tarantino and all, they do not use fucking spurly transitions.
Yeah. If it's filmed well in the first place, there is no need to put transitions in.
Exactly. I think that's a big point. You go in almost knowing the content.
Yeah. Like you should have a tick box in your head, and you need those shots which are going to enable you to transition between scenes, no matter whether it's a fucking training video or, you know, something out, a wedding. Like, so, you know, those are two contrasts there. You should have those shots in your head. Like, right, I need to get this. That is going to enable me when I come to the editing process to go from that to that without having to fucking ride a fucking roller coaster, because that's what it feels like in some edits. And not slating anyone by any means, because if that's your thing, that's your thing. But I personally wouldn't do that, because you know, I like the raw, and I think with the style that I do as well, the emotion side of things I kind of carry, not to blow my own trumpet or whatever, but I think I carry the emotion side of things across well with the song choices and the scenes. And if you're going to slam a spirally transition in there, you're just going to lose that. And I think that comes hand in hand from the wedding stuff, because obviously this is quite an emotional day. And I think I can use that and crosses over into the more intense bodybuilding stuff.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. So to finish off then.
Yeah, man.
Where do people go to find out you? Where do people go, first off, to view Magic Eye, the bodybuilding content? Yeah. Where do they go then to check out the vlog?
So Magic Eye Media is everything. So Instagram, Facebook. I've got a website which is going to be coming soon as well. Just putting that all together. And then the personal stuff is just jdavis_UK. And that's on everything as well. So that's Instagram, YouTube. And that's pretty much it. And obviously, in terms of all the content we're putting out, obviously trainbyjp.com is where all the training sessions are happening. And then everything else goes wherever the client is based, I guess.
Okay. And if there is any pro bodybuilders, personal trainers, coaches, anyone within the fitness industry that wants or has a need for visuals,
yep,
do they just DM you, slip into your DMs?
Slide in the DMs. That's what all the kids say.
Don't ask for shit for free.
Yeah, definitely don't drop the pro card.
No,
Please
don't drop the pro card. Or your following count.
Yeah. We're done with that. We're mid-30s, so we're done with that. Speak to a 21-year-old with a £100 camera, like.
100%, buddy. Look, here, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on board.
Awesome, man. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Hopefully we will get a good hookup soon.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's
maybe we'll get a chance to share a drink and stuff, and then a few stories and things.
Yeah, man.
So I imagine it's probably going to happen pretty soon. It'll happen sooner than later. So that will be. But dude, thank you very much. I look forward then to continuing to watch the vlog and seeing how you get on, and watching the astronomical rise of Magic Eye Media. Hopefully
it continues, mate. And I'll drop you a message when I'm in shape. Maybe get some pictures done.
Awesome. Love that, dude. I would love that. Be an honor. Awesome. Okay, bro.
Nice one, bro.
No problem. Okay, guys. So, as always, if you enjoyed this episode, please share on your social media, tag anyone you think that would get any value from it. And thank you once again for listening in to this. And I will get back to doing these more regularly, getting out that content that you just want to hear, giving you behind the scenes information from those creators working in the fitness industry and outside, giving you in their ideas and their secrets, their secret sauce that makes them a success. But as we have seen from previous episodes, it's probably not down to the transitions they use. It's probably not down to the lookup tables they use. It's probably simply down to their work ethic and knowing their own self-value. So guys, if anything, take that away, and I will catch you soon in the next episode.